Welcome to TV News. Harvard law professor blasted for spreading false theory about alleged Charlie Kirk assassin. An illustrious Harvard law professor has come under fire after falsely claiming that Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin was ultra-MAGA. Lawrence Tribe, who holds the Ivy League institution's highest academic honor, university professor, sparked fury with his bold theory about Kirk's accused killer, Tyler Robinson. Kirk's apparent assassin seems to have been ultra-MAGA, exploding the GOP/MAGA attempt to pin the blame for this tragedy on liberals, he shared in a since-deleted X post on Sunday. The liberal professor shared his message while reposting a breaking news announcement from Occupy Democrats, which read that Robinson's entire family is hardcore MAGA. But evidence suggests that Robinson, 22, was deeply indoctrinated with leftist ideology, as Utah Governor Spencer Cox said, and disagreed with Kirk's far-right beliefs. Robinson allegedly gunned down the conservative activist, 31, from about 200 feet away at a Utah Valley University rally on Wednesday. Kirk was visiting the Orem campus as a part of his American Comeback tour. Authorities said the bullet casings loaded into the murder rifle were engraved with various messages that referred to internet memes and anti-fascist sentiments. One of them referenced the WW2 Italian anti-fascist song, Bella Ciao. Another read, "Hey fascists, catch!" Another of the bullets bizarrely read, *notices bulge, *oh what's this? Cox confirmed that Robinson was romantically involved with a furry, transgender lover, allegedly his roommate in St. George, Utah, Lance Twiggs. The governor said Robinson's relationship with a transgender person is being probed as a motive for assassinating the MAGA firebrand. With evidence pointing to the alleged shooter disagreeing with Kirk's ideologies, Tribe's online sentiment caught instant backlash. It remains impressive how liberals can spread disinformation with impunity while supporting censorship in the name of combating disinformation. George Washington University Law School professor Jonathan Turley wrote on X. Another user called for Tribe to be fired from Harvard University for spreading disinformation. Fire Harvard professor Lawrence Tribe. He has openly lied about Charlie Kirk's murderer, and we the people demand the truth from our professors and teachers. Charlie's life matters. Fire Tribe ASAP, they wrote. The same user called Tribe purely evil and said Charlie's assassin had deeply held leftist views which influenced him. Jeremy Carl, a senior fellow at Claremont Institute, responded to Tribe by accusing him of spreading lies. Nothing to see here, just a longtime Harvard law prof, arguably the most prominent legal academic of his generation, spewing absolute lies about Kirk's assassin from one of the most notorious fake news sites out there, he wrote. Before the suspect was taken into custody, President Donald Trump, a close friend of Kirk's, pinned the famed debater's death on the radical left. For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals, he wrote on Truth Social. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now. Amid the criticism his original post received, Tribe took to X once again. He said nothing could possibly justify Kirk's murder. Still, he added that those calling the suspected assassin trans, liberal, or a radical leftist are exploiting a tragedy for political gain by making stuff up. My reaction saying Robinson was to Kirk's right was premature, and I'm sorry I reposted a tweet to that effect before deleting my repost, he wrote. So it was okay to blame the right when you thought the killer was on the right, but now that it's come to light that his partner was trans, and he was a sick, radical lefty, you're asking people not to politicize it. One man reacted to the apology. Educators and professors like, you're what wrong with our society. Lawrence Tribe is a leftist scum. All his public posts are pro-leftist narrative. He is also a darling on MSNBC and other hard leftist outlets, another account asserted. The suspect's father, Matt, and a minister turned him in on Thursday night. Matt saw images of the person of interest that the authorities released, and they resembled his son. He confronted Robinson, who allegedly confessed to killing Kirk, but said he would rather die by suicide than turn himself in. Matt then called a youth pastor, who is also a court security officer, to keep his son calm before they went to the police. Family members also told investigators Robinson, who was enrolled in an electrical apprenticeship program, had become increasingly political over the last few years. Cox said during a discussion with a relative before the murder. Robinson said Kirk would be visiting UVU. Robinson and his family member expressed dislike for Kirk and his traditional, right-wing stances. Robinson is not registered with any party affiliation and has a non-active voting status. His parents are registered Republicans. Based on social media, the alleged killer's romantic partner, Twigs, seemingly comes from a conservative Christian family. His sister follows Kirk's widow Erica on Instagram. A Reddit account linked to Twigs, Lancelot3, is a part of an ex-Christian subreddit group. Twigs said on the Reddit page, "I was told I was possessed by a demon and then within 30 minutes kicked out of the house because I started laughing and wouldn't go to the bishop for a blessing." Kirk's death has been dubbed a political assassination. Leaders across party lines have condemned politically motivated violence. "This is a dark day for our state. It's a tragic day for our nation," Cox said on Wednesday. "I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination." One of the first Democrats to speak out against the atrocity was California Governor Gavin Newsom, who once invited Kirk on his show. This is Gavin Newsom Podcast. "The attack on Charlie Kirk is disgusting, vile, and reprehensible. In the United States of America, we must reject political violence in every form." Kirk leaves behind his wife, Erica Francois, with whom he had a 3-year-old daughter and a son, 16 months. That's all for now on TV News. We'll continue to follow these stories and bring you updates as they happen. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay informed. Thanks for watching.